Hi from the
English Sisters.
welcoming you to this podcast.
Better to believe or not to believe. That's a podcast. We are the English Sisters. We're real sisters. Yeleta
Hypnotherapists.
and Yutka. Yeah, hypnotherapists. And we love all things to do with
Relaxing.
relaxing and with life in general and things that are going to make our lives better.
Well, interesting things,
Well,
really.
interesting.
Yeah, no, just interesting topics.
Topics of conversation.
Conversation that keep, I don't know,
And
keep
we've
us
spoken about this for
inspired.
ages, haven't we?
They keep us inspired, don't they?
They do, yeah. They certainly do keep us inspired. And what was it that we were talking about today? Yes, better to believe than not to believe. This seems to be the question for
I thought it was
ages.
going to be about free will today.
Well, yes, it's to believe in free will or not to believe in free will.
Oh,
So that's the question. Is it better to believe in it or not to believe in it?
Well, that's thrown me. I thought it was going to be.
Well, yes, because apparently, psychologically, if you believe in free will, your behaviour is actually going to change and modify.
Really?
Yeah, that's the reason why I found it interesting in the first place.
All right.
I mean, yeah, as according here, but apparently Newton's law of physics simply don't allow for free will to exist. So there you go. If you tell someone, does free will exist? If they research it and they say, no, it does not exist. Once a physical system is in motion, it follows a completely predictable path according to Newton. And this has been verified, obviously.
That's rather shocking.
Yeah, this is according to fundamental physics. Everything that happens in the universe is encoded in its initial conditions. Therefore, you have no free will. There you go.
That's mind-boggling, isn't it?
I guess it is mind-boggling, yeah.
Well, that's right. And that's it then. End of podcast.
Yeah, but I mean, then again, there is another studies that suggests that people that actually believe that they do have free will are happier. In general, they're happier people. This is another one. So why on earth should we debate this in the first place? You say if you've got the evidence.
Is there real evidence, though?
Well, this is what my research is. The real evidence is that believing in free will makes a difference about how we behave. There is real evidence on that. And obviously this is Newton's law. So, I mean, are you going to go against that law?
No.
No, I wouldn't dare.
No, I wouldn't either. But
I wouldn't know
according to
enough.
biologists as well.
According to biologists, yes.
Scientific biologists.
Yes, exactly. There is
There's
no free will.
This is
So,
all genetical predisposition.
and there's a whole cultural factor and everything. So basically any decision you make in life is already being predetermined.
So then why bother about anything then?
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Well, I mean, you just sit at home and do nothing then. Because everything's already been predetermined.
I mean, it's pretty awful.
Seems
like
a
that
bit
if you think
weird.
about it. Yeah.
I don't know if that's for humans.
No, I think it is.
But it's like for humans, but it also depends on where you are and what you're doing, surely.
Well,
Because, I mean, everything, like if you're at home eating a slice of bread and then you're going to have another slice of bread.
you mean who
What, has that
do you
been-
have the free will to choose that other slice of bread, or have you been conditioned by society?
No, not
Or
society, by Newton's law.
By Newton's law. Oh, I don't know. That's a bit deep, but yeah.
That's not deep.
That's science. Yeah, no.
I said that's shallow about the second piece of bread.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, look what it says here. A recent study showed that it is possible to diminish people's belief in free will by simply making them read a scientific article suggesting that everything is predetermined. This made the participants less willing to donate to charitable causes compared to a control group.
Well, of course, they wouldn't. Why would they want to? If it was already they would probably not think if I was gonna donate, I would have donated already. I mean, it's very confusing.
It's
thing. I
confusing.
don't know at what level that is. I don't know if that's just for...
This was only observed in the non-religious participants, however, by the atheists. So if you're non-religious,
non-religious people didn't want to donate because they believed in the science. Is that what you're saying?
no, because they believed in free will, and once they were shown that the free will didn't exist, they just said, "Oh, I won't bother then." I don't really understand that. It is. I mean, these are the kind of thoughts we're having, aren't they?
I mean, do you think we're out of our depth trying to talk about this? I mean,
well,
we're like interested in health and the mind.
As hypnotherapists,
well,
we know
suggestions.
Suggestions. We know that really we are super conditioned in everything we do in our lives.
Yeah, through advertising, through our parents,
exactly.
as we grow up. But is it already predetermined? That predetermined.
That's the creepy part. That's what makes
like destiny. It's in your destiny, like what they say sometimes. You're destined to be like that.
Yeah,
you can change your destiny.
Yeah, it's really opposed to what we believe in, but somehow there is a component of the fact that we know that with hypnosis, obviously, we know the effects of suggestions. So
positive suggestions.
If somebody is going to choose that coffee or another brand of coffee, obviously we know why they're going to choose the other brand. I mean, most
been advertised to.
Oh, yeah. They've been totally conditioned. But even if you go to a restaurant and you say, am I going to choose fish or chicken tonight? You might choose the chicken because without realizing it, on your drive or on the bus there, you saw chicken adverts going. I mean,
for that restaurant.
No, not for that restaurant, but just in general. Like you might have seen an ad for fried chicken somewhere or something. Do you know what I mean? And that's the reason why you choose the chicken. But you think you're choosing the chicken because of your own free will. But how much really is there free in that will? All I know is that if you have the will to do something, that's good enough, whether it's free or not. I mean, that would be my take on it. You've got to have the will to do it in the first place.
The will, yeah.
So whether it's free or not, what should we even bother discussing this? I mean,
I think it's interesting.
It says
Don't get demoralised.
It may therefore be unsurprising. Some studies have shown that people who believe in free will are more likely to have positive life outcomes. So there you go, such as happiness, etc. Sorry.
What do you think? I mean, you're listening to us talk about free will. Do you believe there's free will? Let us know in the comments.
There's an argument called determinism. It says that you have no free will. So there you go. That's the whole thing about it. Yeah. But I say, look, if you've got will or you haven't got will, without going into this quantum weirdness of all of it,
that's all a bit exaggerated, isn't it? I mean, it might be science, but on how much does it actually affect us in real life?
I think
talking about common sense, how much does it affect us?
Well,
to say we have no free will.
I don't think it's good for us psychologically to believe the fact.
Because as intelligent people, we want to believe we have free will.
We want to believe the free part of the will, definitely. Because
but it's also maybe it's good to be aware that we are conditioned by certain things and by suggestions and by our parents and our families, and so we can also change the direction maybe of the free will.
Well, yeah, that is true. Trying to change a direction, not trying to, but just changing it.
Yeah. So like not having that second piece of bread, for instance.
Well, in that particular case, yes, you can choose not to have that, but you can. Isn't that called power or something? What's it called? Willpower.
Willpower, you see.
We all know that willpower, yeah.
Maybe it's connected.
Yeah, that's thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Is willpower connected to free will?
I think, I'm not sure about that. I think they're two different things. The only thing is it's a will in them.
The will of the want.
The will of the want, yes. I mean,
the wanton will.
I mean, I watched that YouTube video.
I want to do something, therefore I can do it.
Exactly. That would be willpower. Like, I want to do something, therefore I can do it.
And therefore go for it.
And therefore I have the free will to do it.
And therefore I have changed the course of
my predetermined journey in this life.
So put it on a different course, surely.
Yes, the
because
argument
if you think about a river that's flowing, if you put a dam in the river, you can change the course of the river. Therefore, you're changing its destiny, its natural course. You're damming it up. You're closing it and making it into something else that it wasn't really destined to be.
But according to those who don't believe in free will, they said it was predetermined. You were going to do that in the first place. The dam was supposed to be put there. So nothing you do is really your own choice. It's all predetermined. Do you understand?
Slightly, yeah. I see what you mean.
Yeah, everything due to unconscious causes or other causes is already predetermined to happen in the universe at that particular time. I don't think it's that particularly helpful to believe in it. As the study suggests,
I suppose the people that are religious would probably believe it's like God that's predetermined it, maybe. I don't know. If you're religious out there, just
yes, if you do believe in some divine...
some kind of higher power is instead of a scientific, something scientific, it could be a higher power thing. Has predetermined.
A higher power has predetermined this is going to happen in my life at this particular moment. So therefore... there's no point trying to change it.
But I don't know about that because people pray all the time to change it.
Yeah. Well, I don't know really. Yeah. It's
rather mind-boggling, is all I can say. I just know that, for instance, in my personal life, I feel as if I do, I am influenced every day by everything, by the things that I study, the things that I learn every day, the people around me. For instance, I stay away from watching the news or listening to news that's going to get me stressed or I'm going to find that's going to be harmful.
Absolutely.
So that really does make a difference to me. But I don't know if I've got no free will completely. I mean, genetically, let's say as well, we're predispositioned genetically.
Yeah, I get that. Like for diseases and stuff. Like, I mean, unfortunately,
diseases,
or for being really healthy.
Like,
if you're
we're predestined to have children to procreate. That's unnatural.
Yeah. Even how long your hair's going to grow, apparently. Yeah. The length of your hair. We've been trying to grow our hair for years.
I know.
It never grows past this length. I mean, talk about it,
If you come on YouTube, you'll see the video. You can see what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah. If you can see it, you'll see our hair actually never grows past this length. And apparently somebody told us that was the genetic.
But I think that's a hairdresser's because every time you go, they say, I'm going to cut your hair a little bit. You need a trim.
Yeah, they do, don't
and
they?
And they always want to trim
about
it.
This trimming.
And then they say no, and then you can trim it every month, and you trim it every month.
That's a bit exaggerated, though, every month.
Every 2 months, she said last time. But
she
then
did,
you're always at the same length you started off with after.
You are, aren't you? How on earth are you going to
Because then after 2 months, they say, no, it needs a little bit more trimming. Oh, your coat's ruined at the back or something.
Yeah, I know. They're always going on about something or other ruining your hair. I mean, I don't know.
But we have kind of accepted that it's not going to grow that long now, haven't we?
Well, as far as the hair is concerned, yeah. I mean,
I've got age.
Of course. I mean, I'm not bothered by that anymore. I was just saying that seems to be genetically everything is yes, like obviously we know the colour of your eyes and things like that, but yes, obviously we're sisters, so we both seem to have this thing of the hair not growing much.
I know, but you have got thicker hair than me.
Yeah, slightly thicker.
So there are differences.
Yeah, that's genetic too, though.
And yours used to grow a bit more as well than mine.
For example, the determinist, to go back to this complex argument, argues that cause and effect interactions since the Big Bang fashioned the universe in your brain in a way that has made every decision inevitable. I mean, talk about every decision is inevitable.
It does give you a bit of a peace of mind, doesn't it? Because if you make a mistake, you just think, well, that was inevitable.
Yeah, I know, but that's why they say that people that don't believe in free will go off and cheat and do nasty stuff. Because they just say, oh, well,
Yeah, but
it's
if they were
inevitable for me
if
to...
they were predisposed to that in the first place, so you said.
I know, but
But then does that mean you have to forgive everyone that does nasty things to you? I wouldn't say so.
every decision
To
is
understand
inevitable,
them
and we could
maybe that
replace it.
They have an instinct maybe to do that.
Well, it says, for example, your family inheritance and life
don't know about
experience
that.
made you the person you are by forming your brain and mind.
But
Now
that
I
is
can
true.
I can understand that. So
But you can also change the course of direction if you've been unlucky and you've had a terrible
Childhood or something, yeah.
have had trauma like what we see a lot with our clients. You can still change it. It's not, but I suppose they would say it was predisposed. It
was
wasn't
predetermined for you to go to a therapist
or to go and see someone
and then change it. That was also...
well, then it's also a bit like as if you have a helping hand near you all the time, I suppose.
You mean it's quite consoling, really,
Yeah,
if
in a
everything...
way. I mean, I can't really believe it's like
Can you
that.
really believe
No.
that you have no free will
No,
at all?
absolutely
I think
not.
most of us really don't believe
I
in
don't want
it.
to believe it either.
Especially, no, I don't.
It's
I don't.
pretty depressing.
It is depressing. Yeah, do you think, all right, today I got up anyway and I decided to make this podcast, but it was all predetermined anyway.
Yeah, we would have been. It was predetermined in the stars that we were going to do a podcast.
Well, I don't know about stars. That sounds really romantic. Well, I guess so. Yeah.
That's what people say, don't they?
In the stars.
I don't know.
Yeah. In the universe, yeah.
There was going to be, but I mean, what would you? I don't know. It's so mind-boggling. I just really find it interesting, though. I mean, we could talk about this for hours and go round and round in circles, but
I don't know.
I don't want to believe that it's all. I believe there is a lot of conditioning. So I think, is that you can change and I can change the course of the free will. So if something, say like if you're having a run of bad luck, also look at what else is going on around you. So who are you seeing, who you in touch
socializing with,
who you're not socializing with, maybe
bringing bad luck. It's them.
What are you watching? Are you getting bogged down by all the drama and the terrible things that are going on in the world and the universe and everything? What's going on? So be
with
more
the rest
conscious
of your life.
Be more conscious of what's actually going on in your life, because none of us are like little islands. We're all dependent on each other for interconnection. And I do believe that every single thing that we do, like if we decide to stop at the supermarket before going home to buy something healthy for supper or dinner, instead of just binging when we get home with whatever's in the fridge or eating some cakes or something, it's going to make a difference to how we feel the next day, and then consequently to what we do the next day. Because obviously if we feel energized and we feel as if we're taking care of ourselves, the next day we're going to be doing something completely different. So I think we can kind of change the course of our lives, obviously.
Yeah, so we believe in free will. That's it. Do you believe? Apparently, it's better to believe in it.
No, what I believe is in unconscious free will. So I believe a lot of the fact that we're not conscious of what we're doing all the time, but unconsciously there's something going on that makes us do that.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. Unconsciously we're being conditioned.
Our subconscious mind.
Absolutely.
But also by the thoughts that we're thinking. So I think we can kind of manipulate our own subconscious minds by talking about interesting things and looking at different perspectives. Don't you?
Well, absolutely. I was just listening to what you were saying.
That's exactly what we do when we do our therapy sessions. But you would say it was predetermined, but maybe it is, but it's still rather interesting.
Here it says that family inheritance is another way of saying DNA, while life experiences is a less challenging way of saying prior casual events. But importantly, the latter allows for a greater feeling of freedom. So if you say life experiences allows for more freedom, potentially reducing any possible negative impacts on your behaviour. If you say it's about life experience, if you just say it's DNA or,
It's in your DNA. But what about that Schreiner's cat thing that they did, that experiment? Yeah, the Schreiner's cat, the Schreiner's
What are you talking about?
that cat there that they put in, it was neither dead or alive. Like there was in that
I've never
box.
heard about that cat.
You have
yeah,
heard
I
about
have.
it.
Yeah, I can't remember it now.
And
What was it called?
depending
The cat
on
experiment?
No, it's something cat. Sure, something cat. You'd have to look it up.
Mm.
If you know what it is, tell us. It's about a cat that was in a box and it was either neither alive nor dead, depending on which way you looked at it or something.
Really? What
rather
is it? The cat
confusing.
experiment psychology. Here it
Yes,
is. It's come up.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Enshrine. What? How the hell do you spell this?
Reminds me of that dry eye thing that I've got.
Yeah, Shriners. In Shroedinger. Oh, well.
Once I listened to the pronunciation.
Look, there it is.
That's in it. Schrodinger's.
In Schrodinger's imaginary experiment, you place a cat. It's an imaginary experiment.
No, it's really had happened.
You place a cat in a box with a tiny bit of radioactive substance. Poor cat. When the radioactive substance decays, it triggers a Geiger counter, which causes a poison or explosion to be released that kills the cat. The cat ends up both dead and alive at the same time.
I don't know how. I still don't. I can't get my mind
What did
around
it
that.
prove?
It proved that there's like two realities: a dead reality and a live reality.
Oh, I don't understand this. It's a
It's
bit
like
boggling, isn't it?
contemporary. There can be two things happening at
The
once,
quantum particles.
depending on how you look at. And they said now,
God, that's incredible.
You can change. I think like particles, you can change their course whether they're observed or not. Things like that. I mean, it's amazing. But I mean, it's very, very mind-boggling, the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean...
It's very interesting.
It's very interesting. I'll go reading on this and not doing a podcast. I've just got reeled into another reality thing. Yeah, this cat story. Just thinking I have to go and try and find our cat. She's disappeared. She's disappeared for like a
Just
day
a
and a
couple,
half.
one day.
One day, yeah, we saw her last night
You
and then
said
she
you
went
thought
off.
she was in heat.
Yeah, she's probably in heat because
To
she's
take
gone
her
off.
to the vets.
Definitely have to tell. We've got an appointment, but she's disappeared off. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. Well, yes, it's all this quantum weirdness going on about free will or not free will, but there's this whole thing about determinism as well, which to a determinist, all choice is illusory. The literal meaning
So
of
it's
choice.
like an illusion.
It's
Every
an
choice,
illusion.
and a choice is an illusion.
Brava, yeah, that's it. The literal meaning of choice is that there are multiple options that the person selects one of them. Thus, choice requires multiple possible outcomes, which is a no-no to
They're
determine.
just like multiple choice exams.
Apparently, having too many choices,
It's a
can
bit of a
really,
problem.
yeah, yeah. It's like in the supermarket. There's too many choices. You end up getting tired and go away. They've proven that.
Yeah.
If you have more than 3 or 4, you get overwhelmed by it all.
Overwhelmed.
You just need to know, okay, there's 2 or 3 I can trust and I want to go with them. We don't really want to boggle our mind too much, do we?
But it's only so much mind space you can have.
And then only so much mind space. You want to invest in something like that, like buying a product.
I know.
You know, there's not enough time. There's all the time that you want to use thinking other kind of thoughts that are going to be helpful to you in your life.
I mean, you can always ask someone for it.
Well, yes, if we're talking about, the supermarket.
If there's anyone around.
Yeah, but then they just say, go over there and choose which one you want. And there's like 25 of them. Unless you've been conditioned by
But
some
they
kind
do,
of ads.
and they do the advertised products always in the middle at eye level. Have you noticed? I mean, that's been proven.
Yeah.
Whereas the cheaper or the ones they don't really want
Are
you
down
to
at
buy,
the bottom.
they're down at the bottom or really high up.
So you can't get them. I guess, yeah.
No, it's not so you can't get them. It's so that only like if you're really willing to spend the time on looking for them, or you already know that trick and you go straight to the bottom rows and look for them at the bottom or at the top.
Exactly, yeah.
But like if you haven't got any time or you don't know about that trick, you just go in and you're just going to see the ones at eye level, which are usually the ones they've spent the most advertising on.
Exactly.
And you're going to recognize, oh my gosh, if you ever realized how eerie that is.
No.
When you go in a shop like a boutique.
And you suddenly
and
think,
we
oh,
go
I
in
want to
and
buy
no,
that.
like these boots that we bought.
Yeah.
And then you can't see them.
No.
No, I can't.
No, you
Anyway,
can't.
when we first, you remember when we first went into the shop, we said, "Oh, those are blue."
God,
they're
yeah, that
blue.
was
Does
eerie.
that go with
Yeah.
anything? Oh,
No.
don't bother. No, they're nice though.
Yeah, kind of like them.
Yeah, kind of like them.
Yeah.
And then we went back like a month later or something. And I
think we saw them for the third time, just like
it
what
the
they
third
say.
time?
The third time you'll buy
I'm
it.
not sure it was the third or the second.
Well, because we might be a bit quicker than most people. We like to believe.
Since we're hypnotists.
I don't know. Just joking. I have no idea. We may have seen them various times before purchasing
And
them.
then we said, "Oh, aren't they lovely?" And it was only when I got home
Did you realise
did
it?
I realise it. Do you remember I wrote to you and I said, "Look." And you
These
said,
are the boots we thought
these are the
we
boots
didn't like
we thought we
before.
didn't like. No, we did like them. But we thought they didn't go with anything because they were like
They were
navy
blue.
And now we love blue. And why?
So was it our free will to buy those boots?
Well, so you mean it was already predestined?
No, I
In the
don't mean
stars.
that. I mean, I do.
It also depends where you hang out. If we stayed in England instead of coming to live in Italy, we would have been in England now. We wouldn't have had that shop there.
Oh, that's going really far back, isn't it?
But was it predetermined that we were to come here?
Well, it was predetermined probably that I was supposed to come here first because I'm the one that came to Italy first. And that I was supposed to fall in love with the Italian man. And then you were supposed to follow you. Yeah. You think that was follow me. Yeah. You think that was your free will, but it was all predetermined. Yeah. So like we were supposed to stay close as sisters.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That was sweet. It makes me feel like crying. You're a bit teary.
Don't be silly. No. I suppose I shouldn't say don't be silly.
No.
Acknowledge your emotions.
No, that is sweet though. Yeah, I never really thought of it like that.
Didn't you?
Well, I never thought of the fact that it was probably predetermined.
No. And then Mum and Dad came over.
Yeah, even our mum and dad came over.
Then we had our children here in Italy. They're all grown up.
So
now.
they were supposed to be born here in this Italian country
in the nice sunshine.
with the pasta and the coffee and the espresso. That was supposed to be.
Coffee is delicious.
Coffee's amazing.
I know.
But I mean, you can get lovely coffee anywhere.
I know,
now,
no,
can't
that's
you?
great.
That's really good.
Do you get a nice cup of coffee where you are? Where are you in the world? Let us know.
Yeah. We do like our tea though, don't we?
Tea's
as well.
delicious.
God, yeah. You know, like when you're just feeling like a bit overwhelmed and you think, oh, just have a cup of tea.
It's always the first thing.
And I know that's really not free will either, because that's British culture and everything else. So you think, oh, I want to have tea because what you've associated around tea, which is calming, comfort. Yeah, just have a nice cup
Happy
of tea.
Times. Home,
yes.
They say home is where the heart is, though. In any country can be.
Well, yeah. Yeah, home is where the heart is. That's so sweet.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't know they said that. I've never heard of that before. Home is where the heart
Maybe I
is.
made it up. I'm pretty sure it does exist.
Sounds really weird to me.
Does it?
Isn't it? You're as good as gold. I know that's a different thing.
thing.
Yeah. Home is where the heart is.
Well, it would make sense, wouldn't it? Where your heart is, that's your home.
I guess
That's
so. Yeah,
supposed because you could move if your heart's still back where you were before.
But why should your heart be back where before?
Because sometimes people
Because
have
you
to
leave
move.
you leave a loved one behind.
Reasons, sometimes you get a job or whatever, or other reasons are more unfortunate. Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, your home is where your heart is. I like that. I mean, I know it's probably really... it's pretty obvious, isn't it, if you think about it? But...
Well, they say home sweet home.
Oh, that's it. It's home sweet home. You're trying to trick me. I'm not. By inventing
There
these
is
new
a
things.
home is where... Look it up on Google.
Oh, for goodness sake. You've just invented
No, I
that.
haven't. I can't have invented
I believe
that
the
off
cat thing.
off
All
the
right,
thing,
I'm going to
off
write
the cuff.
home
Have
is
you
where
heard
your
of where home is where the heart is? I bet you all our listeners or people watching us have heard of it.
is. Is it an expression? Home is where the heart is. The song has come up here.
Exactly.
You probably heard it in a
You can't
song.
trick
Home
me.
is where you're hypnotizing me now. Home is where the heart or your heart.
The heart. That's how I remember
The
it.
heart is lyrics.
Oh gosh, I've just moved the camera.
Home
Sorry.
is where. Oh no, you're
Just
right.
kicked it.
Meaning of the origin. Home is where your heart is. Yeah. All right.
Where is it?
The proverb.
It's a proverb. There you go.
Home is where the heart is means that wherever you are and whoever you are with, your home and family provide the greatest emotional bond. So it's the four walls
So
of
I
the
was
home
thinking
as well.
if your heart was left behind, though, it would be a bit tragic.
It just means wherever you are and whoever you're with.
So it's not the physical building is what it means.
Well, here it says your home and family provide.
Yes, but not
Home.
the physical.
A home is a house, isn't
No,
it? A house is not a home.
No, a house is not,
Not
a
a
home.
home.
It's not like your physical. So anywhere you and your family or your loved ones are can be a home.
Yeah, even if you're somewhere a remote place which is not doesn't even look like a home, it can still be. I guess that's really consoling. Yeah, if you're traveling or something. Yeah.
Or if you have to move for whatever reason.
As long as you've got someone close to you that creates that emotional bond. And if you haven't, you've got memories. That just feels really sad now, but you've got the memories, haven't you? You've got us. Hey, if you're nowhere, you can listen to us because we're family. And we love to have, we've always wanted to be more than just the two of us, really. So we want more sisters and more brothers out. Actually, we did actually have that.
Don't go
That's
down
gonna
that
make us
road.
cry. No, because we had our little cousin that stayed with us until we were 9.
We used to think
Until
he was our
9.
brother.
Yeah, we actually thought he was our brother.
Yeah.
But then he went back to live with
His mum, right?
his mum, with our aunt, with
Yeah.
his mother. But from when we were tiny up until
we had 3, didn't we, in the family?
there was 3 of us, yeah. But hey, then there were 2.
There were 2.
We've stayed very close ever since, haven't we?
Anyway.
Anyway, yeah. So, it's not completely clear where this proverb, where the proverb originated from, but it says USA.
Well, maybe, would you like to have more brothers and sisters? I don't know.
'Tis home where the heart is.
Tis home.
'Tis home was published in 1829.
Is that a song?
It's a poem. 'Tis home where the heart is, wherever your loved ones dwell, in cities or in cottages, throng haunts or mossy dell. The heart's a rover ever, and thus on wave and wild, the maiden with her lover walks, the mother with her child.
That's cute.
Goodness gracious me. We've ended up on quite a poetic note, haven't we? These are the worlds we go on. It's sweet, though. Describe me a home, Willie. Well, I should say a woman.
You should stop now.
Nay,
That's enough. She's gone down the medieval route.
It's just what it says here. Describe me a home, Willie.
Put the phone down now.
Well, I should say a woman.
Put the phone down.
Okay, that's enough. Yeah, because I can go on these wild searches
go
that
on
last for hours, actually.
I know, you do enjoy that, don't you?
I do enjoy looking for the origin of a word or something. Yeah, it can go on and on, though. I guess, okay.
Anyway, I think we'll leave you to that. Free will? To will or not to will?
To will or not to will.
Free or not to be free?
Freedom.
Any day.
All, freedom any day.
I think the thing is to maybe what I've taken from this is to be even more conscious of your thoughts, and that yes, you have got that willpower to say no to that food that's bad for you, or that thought that's bad for you, or the person that may not be helping you out at the moment and is hindering you or
so
pulling you back.
do have the
I think you
free
do.
will
Yeah, free will,
Free
definitely.
will
Free will.
Free will.
Isn't that? There's no free will.
Well, yeah, but
We do.
we do have, you
We
do,
do
have
believe in it. I don't care about the science.
at the end of it all, we do
We
believe
do
it.
believe
That's what
in
I'm
it. A
telling
lot
you.
of it is unconscious and it's there, but you
can
can program your mind to think
To work for you.
for you, yes.
Instead of working against
So you can drive your own train, like they say.
Yeah,
or
you can fly your own plane.
You can make your boat flow down the river, and if there's something stopping it, you can move that dam. or whatever.
Exactly.
You can build that bridge. That's what humans are. I mean, we're so thinking creative.
We're all about building
Awesome.
bridges and changing. I mean, who cares about this science stuff?
Science is important.
It's very important.
My daughter's a scientist,
Oh,
and I
yes, we're
believe
very
in
proud of
science,
her.
yes. But
But in this case, of free will,
or the perception at least. Let's
Look,
leave it at that.
let's
Let's be
leave-
friends with science.
let's
The perception of free will and goodwill is there.
and it's very helpful to
For
us to
everybody.
believe in it. Yes, I mean, when you're kids, you believe
inspiring,
in
isn't
Father
it?
Christmas. Now,
That's
when
different.
it's a different story. Is it?
I think
Because
so.
it's a bit of a myth, this, isn't it? When free will or not.
Or maybe, but nice. Yeah, I suppose myths are nice to believe in. We all like to believe in something. We believe in you. Let us know what you're doing and how free will affects you.
If you think it's true or if you don't think it's true.
And listen to us wherever you get your podcasts, and come and see us on YouTube where you can see the video too.
And join the family. Join the family.
The English sisters and become our brothers and sisters. Bye.
Bye.
Lots of love.